For the first DIY, I will be creating a 2-tier wooden display case that is reversible. I'll be using these wooden art pieces that I got at Dollar Tree. For the list of materials throughout the project, I will be listing them in the description box below. So these wooden plaques come with this reinforcement on the corners, this triangular shaped reinforcements. So I'm just going to be removing them, and in the process of removing it, it will also kind of disconnect all the corner connections. I am going to be reconstructing this as a tray, so I will be connecting all the corners again. I'll be using either wood glue or hot glue. Actually, here I used hot glue because it is faster to dry and also durable. And since I'm going to be painting it, doesn't matter whether I use a hot glue or wood glue. So I'm just going to be applying hot glue here, making sure that I do it as cleanly as possible. And then I am just going to make the connection here. And any glue that will ooze out, I'm just going to be removing that. And I just use something that is flat and just to kind of smoothen the edges, like so. So I did the same thing with the other one. And now what I'm gonna do is I am going to be putting them together, and what I'm gonna be using will be the rulers that I purchased at Dollar Tree. And here are the rulers. They come 2 in a pack, and I'm just removing this plastic sticky stuff that has the measurement. And I'm gonna be using here my hot glue along with my wooden glue so that the connection will be reinforced, because hot glue dries fast. However, the wood glue will be a better connection, especially when you are putting together wooden pieces. I'm using the underside of the ruler so that it will lay flat on the side of the frame. And then I'm just abutting 2 of them so that they will create a corner, like so. And then to cover the gaps, I am applying glue on the side, and it will give it also a better finish because I'm going to be painting this so there will be no gap showing. And then I'm going to be repeating it on all the corners. So I will have 4 corners, 2 rulers on each corner, so a total of 8 rulers. Next, I'm going to be placing the top tray or that other frame, and then just applying my wood glue, and then I am going to be adding hot glue to ensure that the connection is also stronger. Use a putty knife or anything sharp to scrape off any excess glue that oozes out. So here's what it looks like after the glue dries out. So this is where the top part of the frame is showing. And like I said earlier, this is a reversible display. Before I paint, I am adding hot glue. I'm applying it to the hole just so there is a filler. But I would suggest you use wood putty. I just don't have anything on hand, so I'm just using hot glue. It works too, but I think the wood putty will be smoother and it will really provide better coverage. Then I am applying a couple of coats of paint all over. That includes the ruler and the frame or the art piece, so that it'll have a finished cohesive look. So a couple of paints will do. And what I like about chalk paint, you don't really need to put any primer. You don't need to really do a lot of prep work. It is very easy to use. Here I'm going to be using this jumbo popsicle sticks or art sticks or craft sticks that you can get at Dollar Tree. But the bigger ones, you can get them at Walmart. So here I'm just measuring it for size, and then I'm gonna just test it out first with one. It's so thin enough that you can use just scissors to cut it. And as you can see here, I am just trimming it so that I can get the exact size. And then I'm gonna be using the first stick as my guide or template, and then I'm cutting the rest. I'm just using hot glue to attach each of the sticks to the frame. I used a total of 11 sticks. They fit perfectly. I am just gonna leave this in its raw state or color. I don't want to paint over it. I like the natural wood finish. I'm going to be adding this nutmeg brown here in different areas, just some streaks here and there, just to give it like a distressed look. And anywhere that I deem that it's too thick, I'm just going to be applying in dry brush style again some white chalk paint, just to kind of make it a little less intense. And once I'm satisfied, I am done. Here it is. I like the style or the side where I used the sticks, but like I said, this is reversible. When you flip it over, you will have the solid white top. So choose what you want. I think I like the underside better because of the popsicle sticks, but this one looks great as well. And here it is, decorated for fall using some of the pumpkins that I also created using Dollar Tree pumpkins. And here is a Goodwill find. It's a thrift store find, and as you can see, there is a little bit of damage here, but otherwise it is in good condition. I got this at Goodwill for $3.50. There was a 50% off original the $7 price, but I know it costs more when it's brand new. Now what I'm just gonna do here is I'm just gonna be giving it a little bit of a facelift. I will also fix the ribbon on the other side, but I really love this one. I like that it is in a fall theme. As you can see, there are maple leaves here, the maple leaf designs on the front, and there are two more, one on each side, and then there's one on the top of the lid. So before I apply paint, I am just going to be wiping it clean. I'm using this disinfectant wipes, and I'm wiping both the outside and the inner part of this treasure chest. And then I am just going to be using my cream colored or ivory colored chalk paint and just using my artist paintbrush. So this is just a simple way to give an old piece a new look by just painting it. And I know for some of you probably wouldn't want to paint over wood, and I don't blame you, but I think I can live with it because I just like to give it a brighter appearance with the use of this chalk paint. I'm just going to be applying a couple of coats of paint, just painting over everything except for the brass handles or those brass accessories there. After the paint has dried up, I'm addressing this issue here with this other ribbon. So I'm just gonna be looking at my stash, and I found one. It's brown, but it's not really a solid brown. On the other side of it, there are some polka dots, white polka dots. So I don't mind because it's still brown. So I'm just gonna be making sure that when I connect it, it's not gonna be showing the polka dots. I mean, even if it does, it's still in brown color. So I trimmed off the old ribbon, and then in its place I am just going to be hot gluing this strip of ribbon to replace it. And then that's it. That's just how I fix it. Now I could have opted to do the same thing on the other side, but I decided not to because it's not a big deal. It's going to be hidden anyway. And here's the finished project. I'm just going to be putting some paper inside because I'm going to be propping it up with my pumpkins again for fall. For the next one, I'm going to be using these wooden cubes that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm just going to be using the drawer part, the ones with those kind of cutouts. And then I'm just going to be connecting them using hot glue. When I connect them, I connect the one with the cutout or the hole to the one with the solid part so it's hidden. But at the end, there are two with holes because I don't want the holes to be visible outside. So that's why I'm connecting them this way. And then that's it. So as you can see, one will have a complete hole there, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to show in this arrangement that I'm going to be making. So I'm using this apple barrel nutmeg brown, and I'm just going to be painting this. Probably a couple of coats of this nutmeg brown will do the job. After the paint has dried up, I am going to be putting this poster stickers. These are the ones that are in caps that they sell at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to be attaching one letter at a time. So these 4 boxes will have a letter each to spell out the word home. So here I'm just going to create a simple arrangement using just my hydrangeas, the green ones that I have on hand. And I love the Dollar Tree hydrangeas. They look so pretty and very inexpensive, very elegant as well. So I'm just going to be using the green hydrangeas. As you can see, there are some blue ones there as well. I'm not going to be using them in this arrangement because I'm just going to try to keep it simple. And if you want to add more flowers, like this roses that I got at Dollar Tree. So I just picked 4 of them, just the 4 flowers just to put in each box. So just so I have another contrast here to make it fuller, as well as I like the combination. It's so neutral. Using my leftover stickers, I am going to be spelling out fall. So I've done it already on the reverse, so that this is a reversible flower arrangement. The home part can be used anytime, actually, all throughout the year. And then the back side will be very specific to fall. And probably as fall comes, I'm gonna be adding those small pumpkins that they sell at Dollar Tree, but right now it does look like it'll work for fall as well because it's very neutral. For the next DIY, I am going to be repurposing this broken clock. It was a good find at the 99 cents only store for $7.99 about a couple years ago. It's made of plastic. However, for some reason, even though we put in batteries, it just dies after 2 hours. So I figured I'll just repurpose this and create a shadow box in a farmhouse style. So to prepare, I'm just going to be removing the glass and also removing the battery chamber as well as the hand clock. It will not be used as a clock anymore, so it doesn't matter whether I lose any of those screws, but I saved them anyway in case I will find another clock maybe to fix. But here I'm just going to be painting it with my cream colored chalk paint. Just a couple of coats, that'll do. I'm just also painting the top, you know, just like the stopwatch style. And I am going to be using this contact paper that I got at Amazon. I'm going to try to link it down in the description box below if I can find the link of that product. I'm just removing the face of the clock and using it as a template. And then I'm just going to cut this contact paper to size. I like the design of the contact paper because it looks like wood planks, and I am just going to be using that as a backdrop for my shadow box. And here it is. I am just going to be connecting it in a horizontal pattern, making sure that that hole there is going to be at the top because that's what I'm going to be using to hang it. So even if this is a round shape, I'm making sure also that the hanging hardware part will be at the top. And I'm just painting also the inner sides that will show up in my shadow box. And I waited for that to dry. And again, I'm making sure that this hole is at the top before I apply or I adhere my contact paper, which I am going to be adhering in a horizontal, not a vertical pattern, like so. Just making sure there are no bubbles, making sure it's flat all over. And then I'm just going to be making sure it's smooth. And then I am going to be decorating it. I'm using, again, my Dollar Tree stickers. And for those of you who don't have any cutting machines, these stickers are really awesome. So I'm spelling out Home Sweet Home. You're probably wondering why I am putting the letters this way. They're kind of staggered. They're not aligned. And there's a reason why, because I am going to be also embellishing the top right corner as well as the bottom left corner. Well, it's round, it doesn't really have a corner, but I'm just going to be placing this faux lavender flowers, one towards the left bottom and then one towards the right top. So I'm just trying to reposition this faux lavender and also making sure that my letters are where they should be. And then I'm going to be adding more twines, and then I am just going to hot glue this faux lavender in place. I'm applying Mod Podge on top of the letters to ensure that they stay in place, because I have noticed that they were kind of peeling off. So I have decided to finish it off with some Mod Podge. And then I'm just making sure there are no more bubbles. And then I'm placing back the glass and then the frame of my clock, making sure that they align to the top and then the back where there's a hanger. And then I am adding back the screw to keep them together. And here's the finished project. I love it. And this is something that you can use all year round, but it is also perfect for fall. I use lavender a lot during fall, so that's why I'm putting this as my home decor for fall. For my next trash to treasure, I am going to be updating this or giving a facelift to this old Goodwill find. I've gotten this probably 10 years ago, and I think this was made with some dessert plates, but when I got this there were no dessert plates. I'm assuming that they were broken. And what I am doing here is I am just going to be using this old kind of with already some tarnish, and these are the cake pans from Dollar Tree, the 7-inch round, and it fits perfectly. I was wondering how I'm going to be using this stand for the longest time. I was trying to look for dessert plates, and that's why I kept it in storage for a while in our garage. But then by accident I noticed that the pans fit perfectly inside those rings. So what I'm doing is just painting this iron with my white chalk paint or my cream colored chalk paint everywhere. I'm just applying with a couple of coats using my artist paintbrush and then just painting it. No other prep work needed because chalk paint, like I said, it's very user friendly. It adheres to almost anything. No need to sand. Of course you need to probably clean or wipe it clean, which I've done here because it was so dusty. I just removed the dust and then just started painting. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be painting also the rings of this stand, just so it will be more uniform or cohesive. I am not going to paint those pans. I like the look of the rust on it, and it makes it really more farmhouse. And here it is, I'm painting the rings here and also making sure that even the underside is painted. I'm using just a dry brush. What I'm doing is I'm kind of dabbing some paint with my sponge, and then I'm also using some of this nutmeg brown to kind of add a little bit more rust to match the rust on the pans, and it makes it more rustic that way rather than a very clean white. So probably this is not a style for you, but this is something that I like. I've been using this, as you've seen in my first one where I did the wooden reversible one, and I'm also adding this just so it will give it a rust look or a distressed look. So this is how I do it. I love this nutmeg brown. It's by Apple Barrel. You can find this at Walmart. They only sell it for less than 50 cents. And yeah, I'm even applying it here in the bowl part here and even the crevices, just to make sure that they are all kind of uniform rusted piece. And then I'm going to be placing the pans, or each pan, inside the rings, and then I'm just going to put them all together. And here's the finished project. I lined each pan with burlap fabric, and I got my fabric from burlapfabric.com, and I just cut them to size and then lined the inner part of, or the bottom part of, my Dollar Tree baking pans. And that floral piece there is from Dollar Tree, the LED candles from Dollar Tree, the ceramic pumpkins are from Target Dollar Spot, as well as those wooden pumpkins, I think they're from 99 cents only store, and those other florals still from Dollar Tree, and those smaller votive candles that are LED also are from Dollar Tree. For the next DIY, I have this small trinket box that I got at Goodwill, and I got this for a couple of bucks. I am just gonna paint over it using the same chalk paint I used with the bigger treasure box. Using this folk art home decor chalk paint in sheepskin color. It's actually ivory color, and I'm also using this chalk paintbrush that I got at Amazon. Both of them I purchased from Amazon. And this is not a sponsored video. I'm just sharing you the information just in case you would like to purchase something similar that I used, and I'm going to put them in the description box below. So the way I paint wooden finishes, I follow the direction of the wood grain. So make sure that before you paint, you at least clean the product or the item, especially if you're buying them secondhand, and then remove any label. So I'm just dabbing paint here, and I'm doing just a couple of coats and then just going around the box. And I'm also going to be adding some distressed finish on that front relief decoration, and I'll be using the wet paper towel method, but you can also use sandpaper or sanding blocks if you want to. So I'm just giving it a second coat. Make sure it's covered, and I'm keeping the interior in its original color. I'm just wiping any excess paint just to keep it clean and neat, and with that same wet paper towel I am rubbing this decoration here. And for the last revamp that I'm gonna make, I'm gonna be using this wrought iron Goodwill find, which is a bird cage, and I am going to be painting it also with the same paint and then giving it a distressed look. I'm also painting this wrought iron bird cage using the same brush and paint. I'm painting inside and outside of this bird cage, but I am not totally covering every part with paint because I want to make it look like it's weathered, and just making sure it looks old and distressed as well. So next, here they are, including the wooden box as well as the bird cage. And here is the bird cage. I placed a faux succulent plant inside. This was from Target Dollar Spot, or they call that the Bullseye Playground now. And this one was $3. This was from a couple of years ago. And I like this because the vase is shaped as a pumpkin. And then they place a faux succulent plant there. And I just like how it really finishes the look. This is what it looks like inside this bird cage that I just finished painting. And then I just want to show you how I displayed some of the DIYs I created on this show today for you guys. This one, I'm just gonna be leaving it empty for now. I was thinking maybe we can put our car keys or anything that maybe we want to secure at the end of the day, because this is actually by the door from our garage, which we use every day to go in and out of the house. So this is also by our kitchen. So that's the Home Sweet Home sign from the old clock. And these are the ceramic houses. They're lighted from also Target Dollar Spot, same time that I bought that plant or faux succulent plant. And this tin can or picture I got at Ross probably 7 years ago, and then I just painted it with the same chalk paint. And here is a real succulent arrangement from my brother-in-law. And I just want to show you also this 3-tier tray, and especially with all these LED candles from Dollar Tree, I really like the effect. This is just a transitional design actually, because it's not really quite fall yet, so I'm just decorating for early fall because I love this season a lot. I can't wait to decorate. I love how everything is coming together and it is in a neutral tone. Love these lighted houses a lot from Target Dollar Spot, $3 each from a couple of years ago. Hopefully they come back again this year for you all, so that if you want to buy them. And this fall arrangement here that is reversible, so if I feel like I want to use the word home, which is good all year round, it'll work well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please share to anyone who may be interested in decorating for fall using not just Dollar Tree items. This time I actually use a lot of my Goodwill finds, so I kind of put together the collection from my previous videos. If you notice, if you have been following me here on my channel, you have seen them before. I just want to show you that they are great for all year round decoration, and for fall it really worked well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell icon so that you will not miss any of my new uploads. Please leave me some comments down below. I love to read them, and I'll try to comment back as soon as I can. Have a great day, everyone. God bless you all. Bye-bye.